Hey everybody, this is Mike, and this will be a Brayflox Longstop hard mode guide video. Um,
Well,
in all honesty, this place, doesn't really need a guide. There's nothing really that difficult about
oh,
this,
I thought I was just wondering.
other than maybe the last boss,
I
and
wasn't paying attention.
it probably would only
Personally,
take a
too busy
wipe or
making
two
terrible
to
models
get
out with
the
PCs.
mechanics figured out. But you know what? Hey, I'm gonna make a video
It's
anyway
okay.
because that's what I like to
Look,
do.
I listened to your opinion and vote and probably
All
agree.
right, so I came in here as
Yeah,
white
leave
mage.
it
I
alone.
am
You
super rusty on
purposely
my white
asked
mage.
for lava fells in the go.
I don't really play it that much anymore.
Yeah, man, I don't know
Um,
if I can accept this.
I should
for
just let them with
for
you.
any difficult content, I'm playing a different class. We just happen to need a healer, and
Bodies everywhere. Sounds
yeah,
like a
so
great
that's kind of what I
quest.
ended up doing. Anyways, I think this was the very first night of the patch, so
That's a dungeon.
there wasn't a whole lot of information out there, and I don't know. I think it was kind of fun. It was fun to be excited for content. Now that I've run these dungeons a couple of times, obviously the the excitement has worn off a little bit, but um, I would say I like these dungeons a lot more than the other hard modes. Than what were the other ones? Pharos. I don't know if
Of
you
course,
really consider that a hard mode or not, because there's no normal mode. But I guess maybe as far as
yeah.
the last patch in the dungeons there.
Yeah, Bart came back a couple minutes ago.
Hulk Manor. Hard mode I didn't care for. As well as Copper Bell. Um, I don't know. I'm not wild about recycled content, which is what the hard modes are. But some some are not as bad as others. As far as like the primals go,
Did you?
I'm a
But
little
you should
more.
at least gotten a lava fell.
I don't know. I like how they did those.
Biscuit.
Instead.
Oh, I just can't tell that.
Story mode, hard mode, extreme.
That's pretty common.
Kind of didn't really mind that they changed those a bit, but I don't know. These dungeons seem kind of, I don't know, kind of blah. I guess it's because some of it, or a lot of it I should say, the background is actually kind of the same, and especially in this
It's the same.
in this instance you move through
Maybe
very
more
similar
circles
areas.
than last time.
So anyways, that being said, I would say this is the easiest of the new hard modes, just because in my opinion the only difficult boss is the last boss, whereas I think Halatali, the the last two can kind of be a little more difficult. I think the first one's fairly simple. Um, yeah, so I don't know. That's my opinion anyway. And then I would say Lost City of Amdapor, or Amdapor Township, whatever they ended up calling it. I don't even remember now. I guess I need to pay more attention. But
Crystal Tower gives
I
100
would
myth,
still say that one's
10
the most
soul,
difficult
and
because
500
the last
gold.
boss mechanic is a little more tricky, and honestly I think it's the most fun
Yeah, that's
of all the
for sure.
fights
Because
of
it's
the
only
the new the new hard
You
mode
keep trying to get
slash
that one
whatever
Crystal Tower
Amdapor.
to go crazy.
So anyways, there's a lot of trash here. Ugh, we missed the tiny key there. It's pretty obvious. It's laying right there on the ground, but somehow we all missed it. It was our first time in here, so you know I guess cut us a little slack. But we end up running back and grabbing it, so I guess just a heads up. Um, I guess I would just
I
assume that the reason why they did that was so that you couldn't
Yeah, we ate
you
like
couldn't do any
4
more
minutes just sitting around.
Wanderer's Palace
if
shenanigans
you're not in
where you
combat,
just train through, and
dodging.
I guess maybe you could
I
kill.
recognize
You
this
probably
area.
could do this a lot like Wanderer's
Yeah,
Palace
think on
actually.
my way
If you kill the
past, I
key
guess
guy
I
and
will
grab the
try.
key, and then You know, just train the rest of the way to the boss. So I don't know. Maybe you kind of could, because I didn't think about that until just now. But yeah, for the most part, pretty easy instance. I think it feels like the mobs have a lot of HP because we're pretty geared, and you know it still takes a decent amount of time to take some of the stuff down. So, but you know that's to be expected for a hard mode. One thing I'll say too, the rewards here are obviously pretty fantastic. You know, full dark light drops, obviously, since they removed the philosophy stones altogether. That is the only way to get dark light now is from
That's just lazy.
Wait a
from
second.
these instances.
key.
So, want to say if I remember right, the average item level to get in here is 55. So, I don't know. I would assume it's doable at 55. You're probably gonna have, you know, a lot longer fights. You know, I guess people would have to really be on the ball. You know, healer and tank wise, but I'm sure it's doable. Otherwise, obviously, they'd set it higher. But that said, you know, I think item level 75 or 70 gear is a good reward for having such a low average item.
There's no key?
Although now CT comes to mind,
Just
and I
can we
want to
try
say
what
the
we did?
average item level is
It is
50, and you can
key.
get item level 80. So I don't know, maybe
Not
not the
just
best
too
way to
hard.
farm gear, but
Try
Something
talking
dropped.
to
the
one
dark
of them.
light can be traded, and yeah. So here's me running back to grab the
It's
key.
on the floor.
But you know, one thing that you gotta remember is the
It's
dark
good.
light gear can be traded in for
Oh,
Grand Company seals,
2-5.
which you
Dark
know,
light.
right now I don't know about all the servers, but those crafting items are selling pretty decently right now,
Oh, it's a
and
drop.
you know when you trade Grand Company seals, which you know I know a lot of people I'm sure are still capped on.
I'm guessing yours is
You know,
low.
it's just a good way. It's a good way to dump your seals,
'Cause you got your
basically.
weapon.
And then you know you can
No,
get the
I'm
gear
kidding.
drops from here,
I don't
and
think
then
so
just
either.
trade
I
those
just
in.
feel
You know,
like the
anything that you don't
weapons
want to
not that
wear,
much.
you know,
I want
whatever
it for vanity.
classes you have
Mostly-
already
mostly
geared
for
up or
vanity.
whatever.
I do think there's merit
You
in
can
search
just
for it.
again, you know, trade them right
Really?
in
Not
for
that
Grand
hard to
Company
get my
seals
house.
and
What? It's
get
12,
yourself
right?
get
It's
yourself some
12
crafting
fates.
items.
That could be any fate. They
and
give you
sell 'em
a
if you want.
random percentage.
It's
to
also
maybe-
free
But anyways,
in one
it's
weekend.
kind of a tangent.
Alright, you do it in one weekend.
This first boss is pretty easy.
Do it in one weekend.
We
Oh, you
I
get it
think
by
we
the
kind
end
of
the week.
equated this one to.
Okay.
It
I'll hold you
reminded
to that.
us
You better
us
have
of
a- you better have
Dance
the-
Dance Revolution
have
because
the credit.
it's of all the
Alright,
goofy
I
little
wanna see it.
AOE lines they put on the ground here.
Nice,
Whoa,
you
whoa,
gotta
whoa.
do it.
Whoa. Better focus on killing them.
There's snipers that spawn,
I
and
know for sure someone's gonna fucking have
you know,
one of those by the weekend.
depending on your gear, they could kind of rip you up a little bit. They're pegging me
Man, I
from
wonder how
anywhere
people
from
get
you know
the two
five.
random fates
Is
and
that
like drop
540
them
to
off three rounds.
6 something? So, you know, have your DPS take them down. It looked to me like they target a specific person. They
Okay, I'll
should put
change
a
the way I'm saying it.
well,
It's my
target
car,
big
it is
target
mine.
reticle on you, and
It's
that's who
definitely my car.
be shooting.
Anyone can
I don't know if the tanks can grab aggro or not. I wasn't paying
Wait, it's
enough
incredibly
attention,
tedious and,
nor do I. I don't know. Again, I you know we're
What?
pretty overgeared for this. I think
No,
I'm
to get the latest,
I'm average
the
item
custom
level
rate add-on,
82.
You need to get 12 items from 12 zones.
So you know I
that
take the
may
hits
drop
pretty decently
a
well,
fate.
and I've got a good cushion of health to I don't know, to kind of you know not make it such a big deal. But that being said, you know I would say have your DPS focused on the ads as fast as they can when they do pop up, just because you don't want them shooting at you forever.
Whoa, this is
I
intense.
think I dodged those perfectly there. That was tricky.
That was fun. That was like DDR.
Got some fancy footwork. But yeah. Anyways, that being said, I definitely after playing my white mage a little more, I really need to
I didn't know it was there, okay? I was busy playing
I
DDR.
don't know if I'd say get my bar situated a little bit differently, but I don't know. I feel like I need to not click so much stuff, but it's tough because I don't play this class very much, so it's hard to
That's true. Kind of
it's
really
hard to really justify switching
What the
things
hell
up
did you
when
come
I
out
don't
from?
even play the darn thing anyway.
from that corner right there.
I play my monk, obviously, the most, and I guess my warrior comes in. Oh, I'd
Where am I going?
probably play my monk for 75% of my playtime, and then my warriors at least 20,
What
and then
the-
other random
Oh
classes is
shit,
probably.
Illuminati, guys.
I shouldn't say that. I play my bard a lot too now. But yeah, actually, I was playing the bard a lot for CT, just because I was getting a little bored with the other, however other many classes I had played through there, and it was kind of a nice break from melee. And I don't really play my casters much at all. My intelligence casters anyway, summoner and black mage. I don't. They're not my style. Not my style at all. So they don't see much playtime.
That's the first time I see a monster use jump.
Okay, guy.
In this area,
No chest.
there's a couple of cages for these goblins that you just clear out the mobs in front of. I want to say that there's a couple of mobs here
Wait,
on
the
the
story mode
these
Leviathan,
these ones
not
that
just farm mode,
we
right?
pull right here. I think
Yeah.
those
Extreme,
3 can be
Okay, so
skipped.
story mode just doesn't drop anything.
But they are guarding a treasure chest.
This was
And I want to say that this treasure chest can have gear in it, so
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
saw
I don't
the
really
stats.
think it's worth skipping. I think that the chance at seals,
weapon, and then you can also get another item
makes it
that will
worth
upgrade
grabbing.
it. No idea.
Well,
Maybe
okay,
maybe a rare drop.
the Harmo.
But
Leviathan,
yeah, I don't know. Like I was saying, there's a couple of cages with the goblins. I want to say this.
Right, and the title weapon basically.
I guess it's the
And
set
then
behind
you
me
need
and
the
to the.
upgrade version.
I guess it'd
which
be
is
my
like
right side right
the
now.
raging title or whatever. I don't remember.
No, actually,
So
there's-
south
No, sorry, it's wave
East.
and then title wave.
of me right now.
And the item-
There's a set of
the
3,
item,
and
I'm
there is a
thinking
caged
drop
goblin
the
there that you
Leviathan
have to
should
let
clear.
out, otherwise you can't
But
proceed
I
to
don't
the
think
next
this is
area.
a
So,
Pokemon
again, it feels to me like they tried to get
Yeah,
away
the
from
weapon-
people speedrunning so
the
much.
hard mode. There's a hard mode, and then
No,
there's
there's,
So,
there's
um,
only a hard mode and extreme. The story mode one
Yeah,
is
I
the
guess
hard mode.
just slaughter everything in your
Uh,
path and
No, what
let
I
let
no, what
Tanaka sort him out.
I would assume that the weapons drop after every fight, like normal.
Here I was apparently I was on the
Like a
fence on
hard
whether
mode,
to
like
heal
a,
people
like
or
a
not.
hard mode primal.
Haha.
Yeah,
Get it? I'm on the fence. Yeah, I'm terrible and
I'd
tired,
say
so that's why my jokes are pretty
the
terrible.
upgrade
Actually, they
weapon is
always
like a
are,
rare
so
extra drop.
I'm just trying to make excuses at this
Don't make
point.
it like that.
And, fill up this commentary with more than dead air.
There.
But to be honest, there isn't a whole lot to talk about
Nothing.
there. This
That's right,
instance
nothing.
is, again, real easy.
Yeah.
Guess the guild drops are okay. Again, I think though the biggest, or the thing I like the most is the seals
Yeah,
from
first
from the
stage.
Darklight gear, and there actually is a
Yeah, because both
um,
stages are the same level.
a few
It's
sets
essentially
of
become equivalent to Aloe.
of green gear that is also I-70 that can be traded in for seals, and I
Elegant
believe it's all
95.
worth the exact same amount
You mean the first Allegan one?
as the
Talking about
Darklight.
first
So, I guess I don't know if I'd say it's weird, but like
Relic is strictly better than
there's a
Aloe.
couple of pieces, like, so say the
Because
Darklight cowl for the
you'll
white
really
mage
appreciate
and the
it.
Darklight heavy for the tanks. They're a 2-piece. But they are still only worth the same. I want to say it's 805 Grand Company seals. I could be
The-
slightly off,
the
but
thing
if
is,
I remember right,
Elegant
that's
weapon wasn't
that's the
really
amount you get for
optimized
tournament.
for
But
speed.
anyways,
The only reason
the
that
coil
it
and
was because of
sorry,
extra damage that
the
you get,
cowl and
but the new gear, all the new
as
stuff
well
is
as
better
actually
than
the
You see
caster
high Allegan weapons?
top. That's a 2-piece as well. So it's a chest and helmet. But anyways, all of those
even the
two-piece
equivalent
kind of like
stuff
items
that
are
you
all
use, like
worth
the stack items.
the same, so you don't get any more, unfortunately.
Do you see the new? Have you seen the high ending
For
weapons
turning
that
them in,
you
even
get?
though they kind of are two
Monk?
pieces.
Monk is like skill speed and like
But
crit.
not the end of the world. Whatever.
What the?
Black Mage is amazing. It's crit and spell speed.
Yeah.
All right. So the goblin makes a little
skill speed
shortcut out here to this
on monk anyway.
random.
Is there
I don't know
Did
what
we get
this thing
any
is supposed to be.
accuracy?
Scuba suit.
Did we get any
Well,
accuracy?
old school thing,
Mage
skill
tech.
speed top was number
Finally.
I can't even read that. I can't read what it says. Verub? Verub? I don't know. Can't tell. But anyways, this guy's pretty easy too.
Yeah.
Nothing real. I want to say there's ads, and he'll drop these little pools on the ground that you can actually stand in, and they don't have any type of damage over time effect. But he'll use a skill, and I'll try to keep my eye out for the name of it. But once he finally activates the skill, that's when you need to make sure that you're not standing in them.
I'm assuming.
Because shortly after he will, I don't know if he
No, if it
blows
is-
them up.
The mechanic.
It's
I'm
something like
assuming
that,
is
but
killing
you'll take, obviously you'll take damage if you're standing there while he's using said skill,
you.
Whoa.
and he does have that charge. He's got a little charge there where I don't know if he always picks the healer. I haven't done this enough to really know. It may just be random, but he'll just charge one person no matter what,
Okay,
and
Actually,
smoke them pretty good. I don't know. I took what was that?
No,
Was it 2K? No,
It
that seems like too much. I don't know.
It's not much
Guess I
damage,
wasn't
it's
paying
just-
close enough attention.
It's a lot of blue here.
But yeah, so
Oversurge.
plenty of ads.
Very
They
standard blue
they
thing.
go down relatively quickly. I would say that ranged has a pretty good advantage in this fight, but it
Tell
really
shit that's
doesn't.
standing. Let's see what happens.
Since you are actually safe in these pools, until he blows them up. So I don't know. Doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal. It's a pretty easy fight.
Steal damage.
We did. Yeah, he just
Mana
blew
wall.
him up there.
I don't know which one it hit. I think it hit mana.
we-
wall.
I think at one point we had just the whole room
I
was
bought
just
both,
covered.
just
And
in case.
here he's using it again. So again, I don't know what this skill is called, but there you go. He just blew up those two,
I
That's how
mean,
you do it.
and then they
I wonder
disappear.
which one
So you're okay to
damage prevent. Which is
stand
nice
in them
to have.
again,
I like the
or
pop.
to stand
Go
where
super
they were.
down when I can. If you need a
Oof,
reason,
ah.
like
And
me,
so again, this was my first time, so I
Yeah,
was
well-
really frantically trying to stay out of those pools, but it just, I didn't really realize that it didn't
Oh,
matter that
okay.
much.
I found a change that I don't think was
So
Heavy
mentioned.
here's, let's
You
see,
know I
what
never
did we
actually
get?
bought
Some
these.
potash, I don't know, whatever.
should I greet
Wait.
this or need them?
And
You don't care?
some random leggings,
Okay.
which is, another kind of a cool
Yeah,
thing.
that's
You
nice.
can get, you can get the
the
full
mountain
crafting
wet
item
and
drops,
the
so
medium
technically,
roulette
if you're
now will not show
you're
what
really
mount
heavy
it's about to
dark
come
right
out
now,
when
that's the
it's casting.
Darklight pants. If you're trying to get crafting items, or if you're working on your crafting, or just want to make money, technically
Yeah,
the
treasure.
the actual crafting
Very
item
important,
drops
man.
are better
Defeats
because
the
they
point
do
of the
take
roulette if you know what it's
2.5
coming out.
K grand companies. Grand
But
company
you
sales.
don't. You only know when you click it.
Whereas the actual
oh, the
pieces
mount
of
of
gear only
cost,
give
so
you
you can cancel it.
805. So
Well, it's just
whatever.
saving time, that's all.
Food for thought. I guess don't
Darklight choker striking.
don't stress too much if you
More crap.
if you get a full drop instead of a dark light piece, because you're better off. Unless I guess you're specifically hunting here for dark light gear, but I guess if that was the case, I would suggest running something else for gear. CT, for instance, they've removed the one item per week out of CT.
You wanna see
Apparently,
the
I
game?
have
Yeah,
not
it's
set
pretty
foot in there yet since the
Oh,
patch,
shit.
and that's
What
been
if it drops surgery?
a week now.
Uh,
And I don't
you're
foresee
finding
myself
party
ever
finders
going in
to
there
make
again
sure.
until they change, or add more to it.
I'll come for
Um, if I said I'm burnt out on it, that'd be kind of an understatement. But and
Oh, I know
that
Calican
that being
Cats
said,
don't
there's
do
no
that.
reason to run it. I believe it's 100 myths
The
and
key-
10
the
soldiery
key
for a
crystal.
You have a sword.
for a
it's
clear
actually
in CT,
yeah.
which
Have
10
big
soldiery
sword.
is really poor.
yeah, see, I can't.
Honestly, 10 or 100 myth
have legitimate
seems a little poor
Just
too.
break it.
For the time spent in there,
Whoa, this guy has a
feels
long
like it should be,
detection range.
more. I
Isn't
don't
he,
know if it
Hey,
necessarily should have been 200,
There used to be a chest here.
which is, the amount of philosophies that it gave before, but
I wasn't.
Oh, man,
it's
this
right.
place should
we went to the
like-
tunnel.
again, I think
We went to
100
the
seems a
tunnels.
little low for the amount of time that you actually have to spend in there. But I don't know.
Brayflox, he made like a tunnel for us to go
It
to.
kind of guess I'm
Yeah.
a little
I
wishy-washy
forgot,
on the
like,
whole
wait,
subject,
go to
but
the
I
Canada
keep
different.
forgetting that they've removed the item level cap. So
Yeah.
if you're a fresh 50, I guess maybe that would be my
The stupid
I'm guessing
tunnel
that'd be
area.
my
I'm guessing that's final
suggestion
boss.
probably.
Final boss
Be
is,
to farm out CT.
It's gonna be another mech, I guess.
Get a couple of pieces of gear and then come in here and cap out your soldiers for the week. The marksman up here on the left side of the gate.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
we
Oh,
killed
sorry, is that a
dragons, so it's
footman?
free.
I think it's a
Oh my
footman.
god, don't know who did. Oh my god.
Um,
Ugh, just
that footman continuously calls these gobby beaks.
Gilgamesh, you're so
Whoop.
fat.
What a name!
we could try doing
Um,
something
When-
else together here.
Wait.
We're in Brayflox.
Which obviously we didn't realize. It was our first
should we
time
have
in
found
here,
those?
and I don't think any of us were paying attention. I want to say he prompts in chat, in your chat log. So if you've got that, I guess turned on or
Don't worry,
whatever,
cast low and
you
heavy
should
up.
see it. But anyways,
Is it
long story short, you want to kill that guy so that he doesn't keep summoning these things. And I don't think they drop Gil,
Hey, I
so
can't
it's
sleep
not
with
like
it.
you could sit here,
Oh god, they just keep coming.
and farm and have it be a good idea. Maybe if you're like spirit bonding or something, but
Right.
I
Yeah,
don't
let's
know.
just
Even
try
then,
it.
it doesn't seem
They
like
just
a
keep
great
coming.
idea.
Maybe it's like the thing in Ampador, where they keep
I
spawning.
think I'd rather just finish the instance and run it again and get myths and more gear in the meantime. I don't know. That's my
Interesting
2
must mean,
cents.
like, it's a pain in the
Yeah,
ass.
Illuminati
Interesting-
footman. He's on the
interesting.
left side of the gate here.
You can get wrecked in turn 1 if you goof around.
There, yeah. He even like shouts it right in the middle of your screen.
Actually, kind of funny, but
I'm like, hey, kill this thing.
You think
I
he's
don't know why
spawning thingies?
I didn't pull him. That seems like something I would do.
Zero, why don't you just LB it or something?
Whatever.
Yeah.
I believe this is the last pull before the boss.
Like that Y9 Dark Souls
Oh yeah,
2 there.
looks like we used the limit break there.
so where?
Which, you know what? Not a bad idea. There may be some optimal spots to use limit break in here. Yeah, wow, we took forever to even pull that
No,
thing.
I think he just stands there.
It is him. Like, look at this
Yes,
thing.
we-
It said the Illuminati footman is summoning.
Enjoyed killing the gobby beaks. Maybe that thing did drop
I
Gil.
told us like 5 different times. We only read.
I'm gonna have to check now.
Mandeville dance.
Because it looks like there's a Gil drop in my log. I'm just by looking at my log here. It looks like there's a Gil drop in between everything we killed, so I don't know. Alright, so I got 67 Gil for whatever that was that just died, and
This tank is so bad. I want to file like a negative competition.
nope. Okay, so yeah, they don't give you anything.
Fucking horrible.
That's lame.
The worst.
Oh well. I don't know if they give you spirit bond or not, but like I said, probably not a efficient use of time anyway. Okay, so this is the last boss. Actually cut out.
That was not all dungeons,
I
though.
think I
There
cut.
was Extreme mode, Primal
I know we had at least one wipe. There may have been two because
Any-
we were obviously
Any
still
ape
learning
man
this.
raid.
Mapping the realm
No,
achievement.
it doesn't count. Primal hard modes, does it?
Wait.
The Illuminati will
Yeah,
not
any-
have the
any
cheese.
Any level 50 8-man duty.
What am I missing? Why don't I get the map?
I feel like I should know, what this whole deal is all about, but I am terrible. I've basically skipped every single cutscene in this game, so I have no idea what is going on in the story. I have no idea what's going on in the instances. So I don't know any of the backstory, which it, probably would be cooler if I did, but I'd probably get more out of the game. But I don't foresee myself changing anytime soon though either. So don't hold your breath. All right, so the last boss here is not too difficult if you know the mechanics, which
These gimmicks are pretty
are not that
cheap,
difficult.
like,
If you're a caster, I definitely recommend staying kind of towards the center,
Yeah, like no joke.
because eventually here he's gonna charge around the room and just pop wheelies and do circles and run people over if you're standing out there. So yeah, okay, maybe he doesn't pop wheelies, but maybe that was just wishful
sure,
thinking.
that
It does look like he's burning out though. See, he's kicking up some dust.
yeah.
Alright, so here's what you gotta be prepared for. He drops these bombs kind of everywhere. And obviously you don't want to be on the outside. So you just kind of want to AoE everything in the center and push all the bombs to the outside. And then just chill in the center here. Actually, I took a burst there.
They blow up real fast.
So if you get hit by, one of those, you're not going to
feel
die. You
it'll
probably
be
survive
good
2
to
even.
see if they had
But if you're
absolute
taking
bomb
like 3,
to blow up.
depending on your item
Then
level
people
as
would
well.
know they were about to die.
You could be in trouble. So again, when he drops the bombs at the same like stages of each fight. So he'll put ads
I
out,
think he's gonna do it again.
and then he'll kind of cruise around in circles, and then I don't think he necessarily
What are you
waits for the
giggling
ads
about?
to die. I kind of feel like it's just timed, and then he'll stop,
Oh boy,
and then
cannot wait.
so like right now he's doing it again, shooting the bombs out. Tried to get a holy ready, but I don't know. I guess I kind of failed. Punk. That one was good. Alright, so yeah, again,
That's what
so
we're doing.
the idea is that you push the bombs to the outside to clear yourself a safe zone in the middle. So, again, pretty easy. I guess I'd say of all the instances, the new stuff anyway, Amdapur and Haltali, and this one, I still think this one's the easiest.
I'm really tired of this fight.
Yeah, nothing else too big. I guess I didn't notice if the first set of ads was only 1 and then it's 2 and then it's 3. I think that's how it goes. Our DPS was just obviously we're super geared, so I don't know how well our Dragoon is geared. I'm guessing I think he's in the 80s though, so by no means poorly geared. But yeah, so I think this is the last set of small bombs that we get.
Oh, I want Hitsari to come
Yep.
here and hold
Boom,
me and
boom,
stuff.
boom. And then eventually, so this is where his pattern kind of changes, and he just kind of like,
What?
okay, so he puts the big bomb out, and I don't remember if we limit break or use limit break on this or not.
Oh my god, he's running my.
But here he changes his pattern of like, how he's zooming across the room and stuff. So he'll just randomly like cruise through the center instead.
Oh my.
So obviously you got hit. Okay, so we waited to use the limit break
It's
until
fucking
right
fine.
there. But anyways, that's it. That's Brayflox. Again,
Oh,
not
this
too
is also
difficult.
only 5 turns.
The only tricky part is the bombs on the final boss, and if you can master those, you've got it. Alright,
Hey.
I think that's all I got. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do, but I hope you join me
What
for
is
more
this?
videos. Alright, thanks.
I was watching him blow up.